Okay, you're on.
And hello,
Yeah,
how is everybody? I'm glad that you're
slow.
here.
Go ahead.
And we have been having some issues, but everything is working out now.
Yeah, she says
And
recording. In
so,
case we have to repeat it. She's very
yeah,
correct.
so
Go
I
ahead.
will just kind of lean over a little bit so that we can both be in here. We are pushing through, I guess you could say, pushing through.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome to the Taking the Journey Together show. I am Sharon or Zare, and I'm here with Craig or Imar. And we have been taking this journey for quite a bit. Last week we were off relaxing for the Thanksgiving break, and hope you had a good Thanksgiving or a good time off, or that the week went well for you. So, and now we are back and we are ready to start off with a brand new topic, a topic that is um, something that's very important. We've touched on it before, but now when things happen within relationships, they happen again and again. And so sometimes we come up with the same topics,
Mm-hmm.
but we have a different angle that we go from.
Mm-hmm.
So this topic
Uh-oh.
as oh, we're back.
Yeah, it looks like we're having another problem with
Yes,
our. I don't know where it's coming from. If it's coming from our laptop that we're using right now, since we're not in the studio, and it's not getting out on the internet, because if you can see, it's not a good connection. It's not a good stable
right.
Wi-Fi connection. So I'm assuming they're talking about ours, which I don't know why, but we'll find out. Let's go ahead and get our guest. Oh, you did you tell our topic?
I
Excuse me.
have I
I mean our mission statement yet.
I have not because it started going. Anyway, we were buffering. So here's our vision statement. We believe in the magic of real relationships, so we know we are going to relate. It doesn't matter what our mother says, our father says, or even what our children say. Doesn't even matter what Jesus says. We are going to relate. And we also know the old saying that we can be friends, but we can't be lovers, or we can be lovers, but we can't be friends. Therefore, we marry our lovers, but not our friends. But together, we can make our best lovers, and our lovers can make our best friends. We also believe that the Creator split one soul into masculine and feminine energies.
Ow, that must have hurt.
And those energies have been on a journey through lifetimes, preparing to reunite here on earth. Each of us has a divine partner, the yin to our yang, who can help us feel whole again. As your hosts, we're Sharon and Craig Butts, and we bring over 56 years of marriage experience to the table. We're here to help you reimagine your relationship lifestyle, drawing from our rich experiences to empower you to reach your goals. Taking the journey together is not about creating drama. We serve as watchmen and women dedicated to uplifting and empowering individuals to build and sustain balanced, healthy relationships, especially within our community. We address interpersonal concerns in dating, cohabiting, and marriage, all to cultivate committed, thriving relationships. Together, we will explore the transformative power of relationships, embracing the spirit of Ubuntu. I am because we are.
All right. You want to bring in our guest or a
Well,
permanent guest? So,
absolutely.
okay, there she is.
She's not really a guest anymore. She's kind of
No,
like a co-host.
no matter how we try to run her off and run her around the corner and up the stairs and around the other path that goes down the other street, she keeps on saying, "No, I'm coming back."
She weathers every storm, every test of time, everything.
I don't know if it's because she likes to have her lovely face on the cameras, so she gets that image, or if deep down inside she figures not only I have something to give to the world, but when it comes to relationships, I also want to give back to relationships. Which one? Oh, it's a combination of
That
both.
part. That
Okay,
part.
that part. Good, good.
Yeah.
I
And
I, 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 I would Open.
Okay.
Okay. So
There you
anyway,
go.
we
We
all
lost.
Yeah,
So
I
we-
couldn't hear nothing.
I know we just like disappeared. Like I said, we're having some technical problems. We're working off the laptop and it's going over wirelessly. So I'm gonna try to connect to another wireless level. Network. Go ahead and still talk because we're on now, Sharon.
Yes,
I'm just gonna try to find another network.
Yeah, and so what I was about to say is you were talking about giving something back in relationships, but we also have to realize that just because we're here does not mean that we are completely in the know here working with. We are also still
I'm gonna
learning.
go off 1 second because I'm trying to connect to another network.
And so
keep talking.
And so as we are as we are on the
we
show,
should be back. There we go.
Yes, as we are on the show, we're
That's
still
better.
Yes. I went into another wireless network. That's why I have more than one in this place. Wherever we are in the world, we have another wireless network. Good.
Yeah. So it's always good to be open to learning too. Because I have learned so much since I've been on this show, since we have been doing the show together, since we started off, even when I was editing and writing for the e-zine, I started learning a lot even then. So that's good. Okay, so if you
she said we are live on Black. We are live. I know we have a link that you send as we send out to people to see on Taking the Journey Together. We also are live on Taking the Journey. We should be live on it now.
So how
go ahead and check, but we should be because I was late and trying to get a link out there, but we should be live on that too at the same time.
And as we're talking, what I would
that'll be
like to check in with Empress and see if see how your week has been. How's your week been?
See where you see the red around Our Black Media. It says live. And then when I go to Taking a Journey Together, it's not live.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
Well, what we'll do is we'll just continue anyway.
Let me find out what's going on here because I do know. Oh, I know why. Yeah. And you are absolutely correct because I did not and have not got to All Black Media yet as for the different links that I need to get to. So you're correct. It is live in the
Our Black Media Network.
Well, and also too in our group that we have a group that has to do with Taking the Journey on, as you know, on Facebook. So I know it's live there. I just haven't had the chance to get to and bring that link over because of the problems we were having. But thank you anyway. It will be that direction in just 1 minute. And so go ahead.
To answer Ms. Sharon, I am doing a new soft launch for IC Port Savannah with some new things going on. I've been kind of silent with IC Port Savannah for a little while so that we could just really pop out 2025. So that's what's been going on. I've just been planning, organizing. I dropped off 2 boxes, one to Kim's Cafe and one to Island Breeze.
Where's our pictures?
Don't forget to send
Where's
us
our
pictures.
So you want me to picture? Okay, my bad. The picture of the box. I'm sorry. I apologize. They're gonna put a Santa Claus. Island Breeze is gonna put a Santa Claus by the box. So wonderful. They have a whole thing. So I want to kind of get that picture.
We don't believe you. We believe your sister without a picture. We don't.
A
I'm
picture is
sorry.
worth 1,000 words.
No.
Yeah.
I'm from the old school, which is truth, but has to be verified.
Okay.
He's also from Missouri, the show me state.
That's true. That's true. That's true. You can talk all you want, but you got to show me.
Okay, I go by and get some pictures, or have them send me a picture.
Yeah,
But-
just have them send you a picture. Just send it right over to us, and definitely.
Yes. So we are starting on a new topic today, which is bridge statements.
Get it.
And the angle or the direction that we're taking with bridge statements this time is bridge statements to sort of relieve the pressure in disagreements.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to be talking. And I know everyone's relationship out there. I know they don't have any disagreement.
Oh, absolutely.
I
not.
know their relationships out there are made in heaven.
They are perfect.
And they have no disagreements going on whatsoever. And it's only us old folks, because we look like Fred Sanford and she looks like, what's her name?
Oh, please don't.
So, or like the moving on off George Jefferson and what
And
we
Weezy.
know. You young folks be thinking, all right, they old, so I know they nothing but just fighting all the time. And that's young folks. We get along so well. We have no troubles at all. Period.
Yeah, because
I love the sarcasm and irony and
what
is satire.
Is that not true? Isn't that not true?
It is so far from the truth. I could not agree any less.
Wow.
No, we young couples definitely argue. Actually, the older couples have a sense of unity that's stronger than the younger couples. Like I said before, younger couples tend to get into arguments and it's over, and then we back together, and then we get in an argument, it's over, and then we back together. Like, no, that's not how it works. It should not work that way, but that's how it's been going.
Well, we're going to real quickly and want to make sure everybody share alike, share to your friends, send it to your family, share it to even your enemies, and maybe that new girlfriend or boyfriend you're looking for. But if you're in a relationship, make sure you share it with your partner. Make sure you do that too. So we're going to, like we usually, start out with a video that is going to speak to this issue, and then we're going to get right in.
When you said shared with your partner, I just had an idea that popped into my head. If you are watching and your partner is not there with you, record it and make it a chance to have a date night, and your date night is working on your relationship, and you get some nice little hors d'oeuvres or something, and you sit back and you watch the show together, and open it and use it as an opening for discussion.
That's not too bad of an idea. I like that. That's not too bad of an idea at all. Okay, so let's go right to it. I got to do what is it here? Present. I already got it there. I just got to put it in the box. There you go. There, she's in the box as always, and I'm going to put her in the box all by herself. Hopefully, if I can get this thing right here. You don't want that one. I want this. Oh, here it is. This is the one. There she goes. And then we're going to get her started. Tell us if you hear it too, Miss Lady, or we would love to have you do it. Here we go.
We don't hear it.
Hold on.
In conflict, we have a problem. Part of the reason why you can't. If the way you want your partner to respond to you in conflict is not the way you respond to them in conflict, we have a problem. Part of the reason why you can't get through that conflict is because you're doing things that are automatic to you. And just because it's automatic to you doesn't mean that it's healthy, and it doesn't mean that it's going to work in the conflict with your partner. Remember, they may be doing things that are automatic as well. So one of you all is going to have to be willing to bend somewhere so you can break that cycle. Your best practice is going to come from your intentionality, trying to work through conflict in a healthier way. If you're constantly interrupting your partner, you're preventing them from expressing themselves. How is that healthy? Each time you accuse them, you're cornering them. And then you're wondering why they're so defensive. You're pointing the finger at them and acknowledging their role in the conflict, but not acknowledging yours. Preaching morality while demoralizing your partner. Wondering why they can't focus on one thing, but you keep on bringing the past up. Sarcasm, mocking them, patronizing, being condescending, being dismissive, not mindful of your tone, being stubborn, being willful, not willing to compromise, not willing to bend. You can't yell off that a person doesn't know how to communicate if you've done any of those things that I just addressed. And that's a short list. To really become strong at navigating conflict and really learning how to collaborate with your partner, it takes a level of willingness and intentionality that you have to practice. Even if you don't fully agree with their point of view, you need to learn how to start seeing things from a broader standpoint and learning to see things more objectively. You can't expect to be able to work through and resolve a conflict if you're being subjective, because then your focus is only on your thoughts, your feelings, and your perspectives. So look at your automatic responses. If you're quick to shut down, if you're quick to run away, if you're quick to avoid, if you're quick to snap, if you're quick to become defensive, if you're quick to becoming hostile, if you're interrupting them, if you're over talking them, if you're leaning into distractions, if you're derailing by changing the subject, any of that. If you feel like these are my automatic responses when I feel overwhelmed, or I feel like I'm cornered, or I feel like I'm distressed in a conflict, I need to start working on things that are the opposite of that to make sure that I'm actually staying connected in the midst of this conflict. Because being connected in a conflict is absolutely important. Even if you have to call a timeout because you have to work through that emotional distress, it's your responsibility to say, I'm coming back to talk about this. Go regulate, come back. But the goal is to still stay connected. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I hear y'all. I received all the DMs, the text messages, and the emails, and y'all flooded all 4 of my email addresses, okay? But I opened up my couple sessions for a short while. So if you would like to be seen by me and you want me to help you through whatever it is that you're going through with your partner.
Okay, we got it. We got you, sister. We got you. For all of, hold on. For all of those, where am I at here? Okay. For all of those who say in this particular case, I'm trying to get on the mic when I don't need to be on the mic because the mic ain't no good for us whatsoever. I wonder why the screen is so small, besides the fact that we're on a laptop. Wow, that's probably the reason why. There we go, a little bit better. Much better. Okay. So we are seeing, as the sister was speaking very eloquently about what?
How you approach your partner in conflict.
And I'm saying to myself, ow, I don't know how many times I have overwritten. I don't know how many times I have cut my partner off. I don't know how many times there's been times that in turn I was doing times that I was doing times.
Yeah.
And I wasn't just doing times either, counting either. It was just like,
Yeah.
oh, cut it out.
Yes. Compounded daily. Yeah, well, you know what I mean, like the.
You mean
But-
like a bank?
Yeah, but
You
you know,
get
it
some
was-
money out of it?
No,
You don't want to pull out of the bank?
I didn't get any money. Out.
Oh, okay. Well, I probably didn't get anything back from your conversation anyway. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we are trying to, really say, older or younger. We were joking the first time too. Conflict is part of relationships.
Yes.
It's part of relationship. If you remember a couple of shows back, we talked about how we were dealing with and we're studying this couple that studies relationships, over 4,000 relationships, studied 40,000 totally. And they actually came out and found out through studying these 4,000 relationships for over so many years that 68% of the time in relationships, you're right. I'll say it again. 68% of the times in your relationship are you right.
Yes.
So that's where you get that old saying, do you want to be right or do you want a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
How many of us think that when we get a relationship, we have to always be right in order for the relationship to be right? And I'm saying, even if the information you have is right, we still think that it has to be right. Hey, many of your sisters and many of your brothers out there figure that when it comes to me speaking what I speak, and even if it's the right knowledge, I still figure at the bottom line, I have to be right in this relationship.
No matter what.
Exactly, no matter what.
Yeah.
But yet,
And
go ahead.
Some of it comes right down to ego.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be right because if I admit I'm wrong, then I'm also admitting that I'm not as intelligent or as smart as I want to be. That's real. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Who are we competing with? When you're in a relationship, why are you in competition about right and wrong? It should be all about solution, understanding the perspectives of one another, and gaining a new perspective together.
Yeah.
Not competitive between you and your significant other. I can't stand it with a passion. But it's definitely prevalent in relationships today.
Oh yes, it definitely is. We live mostly in our outsider world, and I'm going to keep it real and right. We live mostly in the outside world right now where the environment is polarized.
Right.
Politically, stops from the top. I'm just going to say it right now. Republican, Democrat, polarized,
and never the two shall meet.
Exactly. And then you see how it filters into our relationship. It gives the environment that if you are not playing the game against us, against them, even in your relationship, then you ain't winning. I said that right. If you're not playing the game against us, against them in your relationship, you're not winning. You're a loser. And so many of us in the relationships playing that game.
Exactly.
And one of them's a loser, and I'm the winner.
Yeah, and then there's that idea as we're playing that winning-losing game of if your opinion is different from mine, then something's wrong with you, and you're just wrong. Rather than talking it out and coming to a consistent consensus. I can't talk.
I know.
Coming to a consensus about whatever the situation is, whatever the disagreement is based on.
So I have a personal trigger with anyone when my character is seen incorrectly without my intent being incorporated in their perspective of me. So when something like that happens, like for instance, in a relationship, when there's a trust factor, someone may approach a question with their partner with a question like, what you got going on? What you doing? A question like that, especially to a person that isn't doing anything, is almost a direct insult. So how I would approach that, because now you're triggering me, you're insulting my character, you're letting me know, though, as I assess what you just asked me, you're letting me know that you don't trust what I got going on. So I'm going to address that. Instead of being like, why are you asking me that? And I'm going to say, how did you feel when you asked me that question? Was trust or distrust governing that question? If so, aren't there things about my character that I've shown you that shows you that that's not how I move? So I will say, please take that into consideration when addressing me. Ask me, babe, how's your day going? What's going on with you? What do you have planned for the next couple hours? Then I can let you know what I have going on instead of you assuming whatever negative thing that you could assume by asking me a question. What you got going on? Why you ain't answering the phone? Hey, what is going on? What are your plans? What are you doing right now? Simple, instead of the insinuations or innuendos letting me know that there's a character or a trust thing going on. So we want to address the trust. We want to address each other's character, what we've been showing each other in this relationship, and acknowledge that. Because at that point, I'm acknowledging you have a trauma, a trust issue. Have I shown you any reason to feel that way towards me? Has someone in your past shown you any way to feel that? And then now you can say, okay, I'm treating her or I'm treating him with something from something in my past, rather than
by the time we got there, I'm tired of listening to you, and I'm mad as can be.
Yeah.
I'm like,
but how do you solve conflict?
You're trying to psychologically try to get into my mind and my head. I ain't want to hear it because I'm upset as could.
We're in a relationship trying to come to understand it.
Hold on. Here's an easy way to do it. When someone besmirches your character, you can sue them. Defamation of character.
You ain't going that far.
Why should you just went that far? I'll be honest with you. But there is because, and I'm just kind of joking, because we'll be getting into bits and pieces of what you're talking about. We are going to be talking about how you can actually add very simple techniques called a bridge statement, because that's what we're referring to. And you
is-
kind of did a bridge statement. It's a little long one, I'll be honest with you, but you could easily do some bridge statements. And that's what we're going to be talking about is bridge statement. It will probably be more than one time that we want to talk about bridge statements, because most people don't think about how they can handle conflict situations from a standpoint of thinking about a bridge statement or what a bridge statement is in the first place.
In the situation that she just talked about, the bridge statement should have come at the beginning of the conversation from the person who initiated it. That should have been something of, I assume you're very busy because I've been trying to get in touch with you and you haven't said anything. Is this a good time or something like that?
Let's give the basis first. Okay. It's kind of like jumping in the water to swim, and no one else has really swam before, but you know how to swim. And by accident, you want them to jump in with you. Well, they may drown you too at the same time.
Yeah.
That's, in fact, to be honest with you, if you're a good swimmer, one of the first things you learn, you got to watch out the other person you're trying to save in the water, that they're going to be trying to save us, so they can pull you down, pull you under.
Yeah.
So that's a concern too. So you got to move them in a certain position, yada, yada, yada. So let's first look at what a bridge statement is once you start out, because we still have some notes, because we taught a bridge statement years ago.
A bridge statement is a preemptive strike.
No, there were different strategies. I'll put it like this: many times in a relationship, we feel stressful. What folks do, or either feel defensive, or we feel offensive, or even worse, we feel what? Evasive.
Yes.
Again, we feel defensive. Okay, we feel offensive, and then we feel evasive.
Yes.
One of those three we usually do. It's usually fight, flight, or
deer in the headlights.
Deer in the headlights.
Freeze.
Exactly.
Yes.
So if we do any of these things, it is the worst way to manage stress. It is.
Yes.
Fight, flight,
or freeze.
Freeze is the worst way to handle stress in a relationship.
Because nothing is going to be accomplished with any of those.
No, but that's how we usually handle it, to be honest with you.
And unfortunately, most of the time, it's the fight instinct that comes through. The fight as in, I'm gonna argue this with you till the very end. I'm gonna argue until we're probably not speaking to one another. I'm gonna argue with you until we come to physically fighting. I'm going to
Yeah, but but not all the time. Sometimes there are some people who are very evasive. They won't argue. They won't say anything.
Right.
They'll be very, very quiet doing that confrontation that does happen. And that's their route of how they handle it too at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
And neither one of them are the right way.
No, they're still the worst. So we're going to talk about 5 different stress management strategies that you could use in a bridge statement. There were 5 of them. The first one she just said real quickly.
Yeah, because I was distracted and messed up where I was. So.
Okay. We're getting to each one differently, in detail. We won't probably get them all into this first time because we're running late. It's 6:33 right now,
and they're so in depth anyway.
Exactly. Well, most of the time today, that's what's in depth now. It's mostly us arguing and not getting along with one another.
Right.
So it is in depth. A lot of relationships, that's the highest percentage of doing most of the time, is not getting along. So anyway, here are the 5 strategies. One is preemptive strike. What's the other one?
Postmortem.
Protective time.
Admission statement.
And then the bridge statement itself, overall bridge statement itself.
Which is what we're going to really focus on.
Yeah. So we'll go through each one of them in a minute, but we have to go to
go to a break.
Yeah, I would suppose Mr. Julius might be watching us here, or maybe Jamal, one of the two. So we need to go to a break. We'll be right back after this break, and we will go into each one of them. Take that note too on each one of those strategies, and you'll get to know a little bit more about them in a minute. I gotta go right to Brand. Where am I going? I gotta go to a commercial. What commercial?
You gotta go to a break.
Yeah, I go. Oh, I forgot. They're not called breaks. They're called commercials.
They're called breaks.
They're called one of the two. They're called. Here they go.
Join us for an unforgettable Caribbean cruise. Attention, everyone. Are you ready for a summer escape? Our Black Media Network invites you to an incredible Caribbean cruise from June 16th to June 20th, 2025. Whether you're bringing your partner, or connecting with family and friends, this is the perfect getaway. Here's what you can look forward to. Monday, we set sail for the Port Carnival, Orlando, Florida. The adventure begins. Tuesday, enjoy a fun day at the sea. Relax and take part in exciting onboard activities. Wednesday, discover the beauty of Grand Turk. Immerse yourself in the island of culture and scenery. Thursday, another fun day at the sea. More time to mingle with you and your boo. Friday, explore the stunning shores of the Bahamas. Experience paradise firsthand. And last but not least, Saturday, we return to the Port Carnival, bringing back cherished memories. This cruise is your chance to engage with your favorite show host, your spouse, and make valuable connections and ignite meaningful conversations. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. For more information, reach out to our staff or any show host and email at getgoingtravelagency@gmail.com. Once again, that's getgoingtravelagency@gmail.com. Secure your spot today and get ready for a remarkable summer experience. You can learn more information at rblackmedia.com. Once again, that's rblackmedia.com.
Okay, we're just doing one break.
And we're back. Yes. So, tell me, have you ever heard of any of those strategies before? You know, any of them that we have mentioned, bridge statements or any of that before as conflict management?
Bridge sounds familiar to me. I can't quite call out every step. But when in the example that you were addressing, from my example, the better question to ask rather than assume, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, you know what they say in the military, what assuming does, don't you?
Makes sense out of you and me.
Oh my God. I didn't think a young person like that and do that answer. Actually, on this network, you can say ass. On this network, you can.
It spells it as you me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember the first time I was in the military, I heard that on the street. We say some other stuff, but in the military, I heard it the first time. I'm like, what?
I heard it in elementary school. My teacher said it.
Oh wow!
Oh,
you could have told your parents, and she could have sued that teacher.
I'm like, my spirit, I work on its purity.
Yeah, so you allowed him to think he was an ass. That's what that meant.
No, she was talking to somebody else.
Her ass for even thinking that. To be honest with you,
she was talking to somebody. She was talking to somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
she had no right saying that. But anyway, it is what it is. So we're going to move into conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the different strategies you could use, because not all conflict is going to be the same.
Right.
But there are some principles that you can use in conflicts when you understand the overall functions of conflicts. Okay. And there is an overall function of conflict, just like there should be an overall function or understanding or purpose to your relationship. And I think many times that's what we forget. I'm not going to talk about right now, but that's what we forget in a relationship. We forget about the whole function, the whole reason why we're together, because we get so caught up in what is it, the forest from the what?
You can't distinguish the forest from the trees.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, you only thing that distinguishes your ego.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what usually runs in those relationships. So let's talk about the. Go ahead.
I was just saying, as soon as I feel my ego, I go ahead. Just go ahead. That's all.
Yeah. That's if egos love to fly. They do love to fly, but they'll peck the hell out of you too. But let's go right to our first one again, Sharon.
Yes.
Bridge statement.
Yes, and that's where most of our focus is going to be, bridge statements.
Go ahead.
Couples sometimes find themselves standing on the banks of very turbulent waters, which is interesting because we just finished talking about the storm and being caught in all of that.
Mhm.
And then here we come with bridge statements. Unfortunately, many lack the wisdom to build the bridges that would allow them to cross without drowning in their issues.
Let's stop for one
Yeah.
second. Let's stop for one second. There's a lot that's being said when we use that word bridge and use that as a visual, but it's verbal way of helping you hopefully imagine in your mind the connection, or hopefully building a connection in your relationship. Because many times when conflicts are going on, you two are not necessarily seeing each other as being the same, or not even connecting to one another as being the same. One is on that other side, you are on this side. What's not many times presented to us clearly is that that trouble really is separate from you two. I said something many of us don't think about.
Right.
That trouble is separate from us two. And so that's where that troubled water that we're describing comes about. That water turbulence, that water that in turn maybe scaring both of us. But we're thinking that it's really us when it's really that water that's going between two.
And we need to work, and we need to work as a team to figure out the water. It's
Exactly.
not. If we don't see the problem, like in my example, trust is the problem. Not me, not you. Trust. Let's talk about that. Let's work on that. Let's show each other what we've shown each other to trust each other. Have I shown you any way that you should not trust me? And then recognize that, and then handle each other with the fact that, the fact of the matters.
That's good. That's the very good overall theory. No doubt about it. Now we get into, with the bridge statement, we will get into how and who deals with that. Like in this particular case, we'll talk about who builds the bridge. Sometimes people don't even see a bridge whatsoever outside of the troubled water because they think it's really you, not me, or the other person think it's you, not me. Don't even thinking whatsoever that really there's something that's going on. Bad day. Mama cussed at me. Daddy not going to talk to me. Okay.
I got a flat tire.
Something else that you are transmuting. That's what they mean. Transmuting from one energy vibration over easily to your mate. Sometimes people say, ooh, your mate becomes the easy one to be able to attack.
Because that is a target that is visible and right there at that time. May have absolutely nothing to do. And sometimes your partner can be blindsided by it. It's like, what did I just walk into? What are you talking about? What has you so angry? Because they have no clue.
No clue.
Because it's not really their problem. It's a problem that has consumed one of them from someplace else.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the person that is carrying that problem, they are carrying it almost like a virus and they don't even know it.
Right.
They may think that problem was so small, that problem was really not that much of a matter that bothered me today. Or they might even logically say to themselves, it ain't got nothing to do with my mate. But yet we subconsciously are carrying it with us. And once we get involved with a mate over something that could be small or irritating before we overlooked, boom, it comes right out.
Yeah, it's like throwing gasoline on a smoldering match.
It looks like she's got something to say about that. That's never happened to you before, right?
Of course. I didn't have anything to say. I was just listening and agreeing because I completely agree.
Yeah, all of us could agree that on this side of heaven, I'll just say that on this side of heaven, we have did that. We have allowed something else that has happened, and we're not even going to talk about past baggage from father, from mother, from a relationship before,
from grandparents and great grandparents.
See, that's where transparency comes from. A lot of people like on the outside of your relationship, but your immediate family would judge your relationship or your significant other without without understanding. And when you're in a relationship, you have transparency, you have understanding. And I probably have a different perspective than my family does because I have the understanding needed to have that conversation and have that solution, like create the solution or deal with you or love you and continue to, transparency, like y'all said, hot. Transparency is definitely something that helps and assists with communicating effectively.
Well, when you speak that particular portion and you are taking on a how can I say it? Responsibility and understanding that. The thing is doing a time of conflict. Will you also be able to think that same way then? Will you also be able to settle in that same way then? Because if you can, and if you do, now that you just brought that up, then it becomes the matter of who will then become the person that's able to see the bridge over trouble.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, because I'm an older person, I think I am. Anyway, there was a song that was wrote by a white guy, but it first was written by a black guy. That was called "Like a Bridge Over Troubled Waters." Yeah. I will let you guys don't even know that song. You're too young at all. But he was talking about how troubles, the way you get over these troubles, talking about life troubles, is you build a bridge. Someone has to have a understanding of the relationship during those times to be prepared to build the bridge. It may not be happening right in the midst of the argument, because not everybody in the midst of the argument is going to be prepared. It may be after it's cooled down or there's been a little bit of simmering, but someone has to be able to come to some kind of consciousness and say, ooh, that's troubled water. So I help her build that bridge. Yes, go ahead.
My emotions help me see the bridge. Because once there's a reaction in my brain, like, oh, I feel some kind of way, I have to stop myself. I do not want to respond with the emotion at hand. I need to understand exactly what just happened and why I felt that way. So what are we talking about? I pay attention to what's being said. I kind of do an instant replay of what's being said and catch my feelings and breathe. And then I address what they're talking about to show them what I'm thinking and what they're saying. I have to every time I catch a feeling, especially anger, like negative feelings, I gotta stop, because I refuse to respond in that. You're not going to be able to look at me and tell me that I'm irate or angry black woman, for instance. And because I stand on that, as soon as I feel negativity or anger or I want to say, you might see my face, but I'm gonna breathe. Like, what you just say? That feeling, I'm instantly like, okay, let me catch what was just said.
Well, a bridge statement is, in this case, always applied at the right time and the right way. It gives a couple a move past reaction, a way to move past reactionary ways, an emotionally charged discussion, and turn it into a place where you can better solve the issue.
So by definition, a bridge statement is?
A bridge statement, again, is a way that you could build a transitional place over troubled waters between the two. But someone has to be willing to start by seeing the bridge to build it to the other person.
And so what does an example of that look like?
That's one of the things that we're getting ready to get into. Sharon, you want to talk about one of the examples?
One of the things,
but you don't have to start. Yes, she just asked. You don't have to do what she wants you to do. You can know what you want. Come on, you're the older sister here. Go ahead.
Now you got me old.
Okay.
I'm glad to be old, to be honest with you. But what I was about to say is, you have to be willing to find that middle point, and you have to know what it always helps to know what are some of the things that will calm your partner in order for them to listen to you. Because quite often in the heat of the moment, nobody listens to anybody. And that's why things get way out of hand.
That is the conflict.
Exactly. And so that's why it says at the right time. And quite often in that situation, to say, wait a minute, if you don't say it the right way, nothing is going to wait. It is just going to keep building
It's necessary.
and not building in a positive manner.
Mhm.
So what we need to do is know how to just stop and step back. If you are just going at your partner, sometimes they just need to let you get that out of your system, and then say, okay, now that we've gotten to this point, what's really bothering you?
And some people would think you're being evasive then, but
Mhm.
that's maybe not what you're doing.
Or like you just didn't hear what they said.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
But you want to get to the meat of the issue.
Exactly.
We're expressing our feelings. It comes out like this.
Mm-hmm.
But now what's the main thing is I'm upset about ... or I don't trust ... or I'm insecure about ... or whatever that.
Yeah.
So
because you can say,
hold on. So it's about trying to connect
Mhm.
two people, could be three, all
Yeah.
depends on your relationship, by taking your truth, okay, and using words to connect to what the other person is saying.
Mhm.
Now we're talking about I have to be concerned about what the other person feels
Yeah.
in a relationship. I
Mhm,
thought it was
of
only supposed to be only about what I only feel in a
Of
relationship.
course not.
Are you kidding me? I have to now move into the area called empathy. Oh my God, you got to
No.
be kidding me. I thought there was just trouble out there in the water. It was their problem.
It
I
is
like
Jumping and swimming.
exactly.
I like to be direct about what I received after the person has said everything that they said. I like to be more direct and let them know exactly what I grabbed from what was said, and then let them tell me if I was wrong.
Yes. Because why? Looking at the bigger picture or believing in taking the higher road, because that's what we're talking about.
Mhm.
I'll say it again. When you take a technique in a conflict, you're
Mhm.
really operating in lower energy, whether you want to
Right.
feel it or not, or you feel it or not, you are. To change and try to build a bridge statement, you are then moving your vibrations at a higher level.
Yeah.
Meaning your thought process is, I'm going to take it to a higher level, but keep it at a level where both of us are not relating to one another. And the way you start that is, first of all, understand that this is a troubled water situation. It's not just about me. It's not just about that other person. If someone can come to that consciousness in that relationship, it doesn't always have to be one person. Hopefully, it's both of you two, because not all the time the other person is going to always feel that they're going to be the one to see that bridge.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll be the other person, but that's necessary for someone to be able to see that bridge and build that bridge and understand the trouble that's causing this particular problem. That's what's very, very important.
And you
Again,
can't
I'm
do it
totally
too soon, because sometimes the if you cut in and you don't cut in the right manner, that's just going to add fuel to the fire.
Mhm.
So you have to, it's like you almost have to finesse the situation.
Yeah, and you don't want to gaslight it. Oh
No.
my God. Some people were gaslighted easily.
Yeah.
So is that what you said before? Just
Right.
gas right on it.
Yeah.
Blew it up.
I hate when that happens. I'm like, we talking about what we talking about right now. Don't
Yeah.
Or some of the worst gaslight is, I'm doing as you wanted me to do.
Or what's even worse is when you continue to do what you were doing while the other person is really getting upset, and you continue to do what you're doing without giving them any attention.
And she does that to me sometimes.
more acknowledgement.
That's how I'm an expert on knowing that that's not the thing to do.
She won't even break a sweat. And I'll be upset as she won't break. But you know,
But that's my way.
hold on. But
Yes.
if you do that and you don't move from then trying to take the move of being the bridge builder during that time, then it's looked upon as you being evasive.
Yeah.
And you're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
It does do that.
I'm always looking for the bridge.
So if you're looking for the bridge, then that's understandable. You got to let someone be able to cool down.
Mhm.
You got to let someone be able to get it off the what?
Chest.
You get it off the chest. And then from there, go from there. Because again, we're not talking about you're not going to have problems in a relationship.
Right.
If you think in your relationship, even though we talk about taking the journey to balanced relationship, nothing. If you think that in turn you're not going to have relationships, problems in the relationship, then you're not even ever going to be in a healthy relationship.
Exactly.
A healthy relationship is all about understanding that you are moving to be healthy. You are moving to try to expand yourself so that you can be that much more communicating closer with one another.
It
as
definitely,
you go on in your
it
life.
definitely takes two, though. It definitely takes two.
It
Because
does. It
at
sure
some point, you're not trying to live your life every day trying to find a bridge. Some things like should be like, we in the boat. What we need the bridge for? Like some like.
What's your point? You don't want to be dealing with a whole bunch of conflicts, do you?
I just don't want it to be redundant. If we like already had this conversation several times, we've come to understandings. We eliminated the conversation at the time with understanding the solution, and now we're approaching this subject again. It means someone isn't holding themselves accountable in those moments that create the conflict.
Either that, or someone capitulated and did not really agree with it, but they agreed just to calm down the conflict.
Exactly. In other words, they would be in a very diplomatic way, if you want to use the word evasive.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people do that to a relationship from that end. Are very good at doing that. That would be one of those matters in your relationship that I would say finding health and balance is not a good direction that you're going.
Right.
Because balance is not going to come about too well when someone is only capitulating and they're doing it just to be evasive.
Yeah.
In the long run, push come to shove, they'll show what they're made of. And the other person will probably get tired of it and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a daddy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you're looking to love me, we ain't doing it. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that will probably happen. So here's one example then, because we're getting ready to cut short our program. We have 5 different examples. Here's one example. Sharon, why don't you read that one example we got up here that has to do with a bridge statement?
Okay. The bridge statement is we are blessed by our spirit or spirits, gods, or the ancestors to be together. And we are on the same team, the same side, the same page, something like that. So you make a statement that says we are destined or ordained to be together. So, what are we doing basically?
Well, see, she stopped where she ended where I wanted to really talk about in the first place, but we'll move on and we'll be talking more about it. Yes, the bridge statement. Basically, understanding the troubled water is really not you or the other person. Is understanding the whole purpose at the end or at the beginning is we are trying to understand we're trying to understand us. We're trying to understand the relationship. So when something comes up and we're conflicted, that means the relationship is not being concentrated on. It's being concentrated on something else. Somebody who builds a bridge statement understands at the end, hey, this is about us. We are missing us. We're moving away from us. That person that is able to click back in, to snap back in to the us side will be the one that helps out and is the best bridge maker.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
It is. So that's what we wanted to remember as some basics when it comes to bridge statements. But we'll talk some more about that.
Pick it up again.
We'll pick it up again. Okay, tell us a little about where you are at, Miss Lady, so people can know.
You can find me personally at Empress Makalani on all platforms, and ICPort Savannah, ICPORT Savannah on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and so forth. ICPortSavannah@gmail.com, and that's where I'm at.
All right.
Wonderful.
That's where she's at. And Sharon, how about us as I'm had something up there?
Other than seeing us here on Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can also listen to us on WRUU on Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And that's 107.5 in Savannah, the Savannah area. You can also connect with us.
That was wrong. Go ahead.
on the our website is takingthejourney-together.com, and our email is ttjt@takingthejourney-together. I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
We have icportsavannah.org and .com. So Black-owned businesses, go submit your forms to icportsavannah.org. It's free. And we just promote Black-owned businesses, anything Black-owned, creatives, artists, whatever. It's all on icportsavannah.org.
So when are we going to get you to support Taking the Journey Together?
We are. I am.
And I'm trying to figure out how, but we're going to talk more about that because we need your support besides you just being on the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Next year, we'll be talking about a little bit more about that. You've had enough time on the show. It's now time for young folks like y'all to support and give back. You know, we talk a little bit more about it, but next year we're going to make something much more.
We live 2025. We live.
And folks, make sure if you are near so what are the places where the boxes are in
Right now at Kim's Cafe on MLK and Gwinnett, Island Breeze on Montgomery off of Victory, and then there will be the Sentient Being, Say Hey, and the Sentient Being, Say Hey, Wormhole.
Okay. Wormhole. And share where because our time's going by.
And in Richmond Hill, if you are near Amherst Bank or Food Lion on 17, make sure you drop off a toy. The toys are going to support young people from ages from newborn to about 16 years old, to help parents spread their resources a little wider. So we're going to help them get Christmas gifts and things.
Scratch Wormhole Creole Kitchen on
Creole Kitchen.
All right.
Okay.
Good. We're very glad. Okay. Well, everybody have a very good evening. Don't forget to take that journey together. Don't forget that your purpose why you're together is because it's about your relationship. Your relationship.
Yes.
Until next time. God bless. Stay on with us. Melania, we can talk to you after it's over.
We are still live.